Hey guys, it's Joe from the Hookin. Um, Today is Thursday, August 25th, 2016, and tonight I just want to share a couple things that I've gone through as a new Etsy seller and been in the handcraft business, and uh, s- some disastrous stuff that I've been through that maybe you can learn from it. And if you haven't started an Etsy shop yet and you're thinking about doing it, maybe it'd help you keep you from doing the same stupid thing I've done. Oh, if only, if only. So anyway, one of the things that I've done with mistake-wise, one is not saying no to orders that are going to be repetitive and too big. Like somebody ordered $300 worth of pot holders, but they wanted the pot holders to be pieces of art. Well, the person who ordered happened to have been my former caregiver from back when I'd had a stroke. So there was no way on earth I was going to tell her no. And I knew her well enough to know, okay, when she says pieces of art, she wants pieces of art. So I did some up. I sent them off. She said, oh, give me $150 for them. Sure, I need the money. Let's do this. I've got bills. So I sent it off. And she saw him, she liked him so much. She said, look, I want you to make me more. $300 worth this time. But I want a different pattern. And she went on to explain what she wanted. Okay, so I'm making all these up, right? And it was horrible. It was a nightmare. I hated it. I got to the point where I didn't even want to get up in the morning. And I'm serious. It actually sent me into depression because every day I had to get up and face all these pot holders. Each pot holder had 27 individual pieces. It was horrible. It was horrible. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. What was I thinking? I don't know, but I'll put it this way. When I finished that order, which took me 3.5 months to do, I ripped out the pattern and I ran it through the paper shredder. I let her know, hey, you can't order this anymore. I ran the pattern through the paper shredder. It's over. It's in the trash. I'm never doing that one again. And I'm not. And she knows it. And she thinks it's hysterically funny. But I was careful not to let her know just the suffering that I was going through in doing this order. But even though it was somebody that I didn't feel like I could say no to, I should have set limits. I should have set limits knowing my own personality and that I can't handle doing excessive repetition and loads of tiny detail, which was in these pot holders. So I should have taken that into account and just explained. I mean, she's a wonderful person. She was going to understand that I'm not able to deal with that kind of detail, and I can't handle doing the same stuff over and over and over again. I have to constantly be changing. But anyways, that order, because I didn't step out of my comfort zone, let's put it this way, and say no, I almost shut my business down. And I'm serious, dead serious. I nearly shut my business down because I was not enjoying it. And so anyway, that was one huge mistake I made. So if you haven't started, or if you've done the same crazy thing I've done with not saying no to people who are friends or family or whatever, say no. You have to think, it's like somebody else said that I was listening to on a podcast, that you need to think of yourself because you're the one who has to sit down and do the project. If it's a collar pattern that they want you to work with that you're not happy with, and if you keep working on that you're going to get depressed, which I have done, even working on an order where somebody had very boring collars and I was forever working on the pattern. It was just too much. And that's not the same pattern. That's not the same order. That was a different order. And I've had a number of them that are like that. to where I never put myself at the head of it. And I was putting their feelings above what I personally could deal with, what would make me happy. And if knitting and crocheting a project isn't making you happy, then it's really not worth doing. Even when they pay you a nice amount, it's still not worth doing. Like, I can be honest about this. If the same person came to me today and said, hey, I'd like another 300 pot holders, I would say, not on your life. There's no way I'm ever doing that again, because I've gotten to know what I can handle and what I can't handle. And maybe part of it is some sort of oddball, side effect from of the strokes or whatever. But there's just some things that you find you can do, some things you can't, and you just have to go with your gut and trust yourself. Even if you have to say no, even if you have to lose an order, if you do it in a nice way and in a polite way, and you explain out the emotion side of it, then you can count on the other person of being understanding, and realizing, no, I don't want you to go through that. I want you to enjoy, making this for me and stuff. So that's just one of the things that I've done wrong, and that I've gotten a bit tougher on now, to being able to say no. Um, and another one is not allowing customers to push you uh, into giving them a total for an order. Uh, I've been through that a lot. For having someone really put the pressure on me. Look, I want to know how much this is. Well, I'm just going to send you the money. No, don't send me the money, because I like setting a fair price. One that's fair for you, but also fair for me, because this isn't a hobby, it's a business. And I have to run it like a business. And so anyways, if you're new, don't let people pressure you into giving a price for a product that you've never made before, because you don't know how many hours it's going to take. You don't know how much material it's going to take. Hello. That's Rory. Yeah, I know. So anyway, and if you give them a total and in the end you find out that you've cheated yourself, it's just going to discourage you. And you don't want to do that to yourself. You got to, in a big way, put yourself first when you're making things, because you're the one who's spending the hours sitting with your butt in the chair, with the needles, with the hooks and the yarn, and having at it. And you want to enjoy the things that you're making, and they want you to enjoy it. But just don't let people push you into setting prices, because this year, before I learned that lesson, in the past year, I've really lost. I know. I have really lost a lot of money this year because of allowing people to push me into it, and then me underestimating what the shipping weight would be. And I won't even go into how much money I lost on an international order. Not as bad as one girl that I heard on a podcast. She, oh my goodness, she lost $300 in shipping once, because she ships antiques, and the price on the freight was just astronomical, and she didn't know that, and it ended up being, she lost $300 and nearly tanked her whole business. So yeah, by letting people pressure you into setting price amounts, you can sabotage yourself big time. So don't do it. But anyway, so that's what I wanted to say tonight is, one, say no, and explain very politely why, and understand for yourself, why you don't want to do it. I'm sorry, but those kind of collars are hard for me to work with. Like, I won't work with black anymore. Well, I won't say never work with it. I do on occasion, but I avoid it like the plague. because it's really hard on my eyes trying to see. And um, also, don't let people pressure you into giving you prices. So those are my 2 tips for all of us new Etsy sellers. Um, Stay strong, have fun, and remember you love to crochet and you love to knit. So make sure they're projects that you honestly and truly enjoy. And that's it for tonight, and I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Good night.